Benita was born in a small town in Mexico, and she's lived in Texas since the age of 8. She graduated with honors from St. Mary's University, double majoring, I didn't double major, in biology and sociology. Her senior thesis was on the DREAM Act. She is now in removal proceedings, which is the deepest injustice. Her story has been featured in various media throughout the United States and Mexico. Now let's hear it up for Benita.
Good afternoon. It is so great to be here with you today. I'm so excited to stand before you and so honored and privileged to be able to address such a distinguished group of students. I want to thank the United We Dream Coalition and everyone here who is advocating and fighting for passage of the DREAM Act. 1 week after my 8th birthday, my family brought me to the United States from a small town in northern Mexico. Little did I know that fateful night that we crossed the stretch of bridge that connects Texas to Mexico, that I was destined to live the next 16 years of my life as an undocumented student. Growing up, I excelled in school, consistently making straight A's and acing my state level exams. It was not until I entered high school that I began to realize the repercussions of my undocumented status. Faced with the choice of giving up on my dreams and resigning to a life where college and aspirations were non-existent, or to continue fighting to keep my dream alive, despite my circumstance, I chose to fight. I graduated valedictorian of my class at age 16. Upon graduation, I received a full privately funded scholarship to St. Mary's University, a private institution in my hometown of San Antonio, Texas. 4 years later, I graduated from the honors program at St. Mary's, double majoring in biology and sociology. After graduation from college, I was unable to continue my dream of going to law school, but I kept the hope that someday my situation would change. I spent 3 years working odd jobs, vying for passage of the DREAM Act, and my situation did change, but not in a way that I could have ever imagined. Wow. In January of this year, I was pulled over for allegedly rolling through a stop sign. I closed my eyes and I can still feel my hands gripping the steering wheel as I observed through the rearview mirror of my car the officer get out of his vehicle. Discovering I was in the country undocumented, the officer proceeded to arrest me, informing me that it was the policy of their police department to turn over any undocumented person to immigrations and customs enforcement. Hours later, I found myself sitting alone in an ICE detention center, praying that I was having a nightmare, hoping that any moment I would wake up and know that everything was okay. But that moment never came. I never woke up. After posting bail and being released, I visited half a dozen immigration lawyers who all told me the same thing: there is no hope for you. I was once again faced with a choice. I could passively accept my fate and willingly surrender my home, my nation, my entire family and friends, all of whom live in America. Or I could choose to fight, to advocate for the DREAM Act, to defend my American dream. I chose once again to fight. I wrote the New York Times, who wrote about my story, who wrote about the DREAM Act. I began telling everyone I knew to flood their senators and representatives with letters in support of the DREAM Act. I found the courage within me to step out and stand up for what I know to be right. I know that other dreamers may not have the freedom to share their personal stories on the level that I do, because I am already in deportation proceedings. But you can share your story with close friends. You can have them on your behalf help to fight for the DREAM Act. Become the face of the DREAM Act, even if it's just to a handful of people, and encourage those people to tell others who can tell others who can continue to spread the word. You do not need a crowd of 500 to lead. You can lead in your home, you can lead in your school, in your church, in the taqueria where you may be a dishwasher, wherever you are. Choose to fight. Choose to lead. Be more than just a dreamer. Be an achiever. In closing, I'd like to ask you this afternoon, what is leadership? Leadership is the ability to engage others to achieve a common goal in times of uncertainty. I once heard the story of a young man who had a deep, fervent passion for the ocean. He longed to be able to spend his life at sea, so he gathered men from all over to help him build a beautiful boat. He instructed them on the design, taught them about the wood, and showed them how to begin to build. Before long, the men began to give up. The task was too difficult. The process was too long. The crew quit, giving up on the boat project. Frustrated, the young man asked his father what he should do. The father replied, "If you want to build a boat, don't gather the men and teach them about boat building. Rather, teach them to yearn for the beauty of the ocean, to love life at sea. In order for us to achieve our dream, we must not just show people how to write letters or make calls, but share with them our vision, our dream, our life. Together, we can build this boat. Together, we can make this happen. Let's show them our passion for the sea. Let's show them what life can be like in the beautiful ocean."